एक 22 तक ना
हाँ
एक 22 तक
काहे 22 तक हाँ मतलब
22
एक तो 20 हो जाएगा
22 So good afternoon once again and welcome back to the class of sales management. Today we'll finish up block 2 and unit 6. If you remember, in last two classes we have spoken about sales management. We have spoken about different types of skills required in sales management, right from negotiation skill to communication skill, and what are the qualities required in a sales man or a sales executive. Now today we'll talk about a different thing, obviously part of sales management, which is known as merchandising. It's not merchandising, it's merchandising and sales display. So when I talk about merchandising, what exactly I mean by it and how this helps a salesman or a sales executive in the entire selling process. So first of all, let us understand what is and why it is important. Now we know that retail, if I have to talk about India per se, we all know the importance of retailers. Retailers, the word comes from French word called retailier, which means breaking the bulk. If I have to talk about the retail. Now, these retailers are one of the most important business partner in the entire distribution process because they are in actual touch with the end user. They help the company to store their product, to showcase their product. So their importance becomes very, very vital. Now, if I tell you that of late, in last decade, the importance of retail has changed in India because of the role it plays, because the impact it has got on users or the buyers. So if any company, especially companies which are into the business of distribution network, like FMCG company, and let's say agricultural products. So in those fields, the importance of retailers become very vital. So these retailers, they help, as I said, they help to store the the product of the manufacturer. They also provide credit period to the manufacturer or to the end user also. They display in their store the different offering from a company which helps or which facilitates the selling process. So that's why the retailer and also the merchandising become very, very important. As you can see over here. So nowadays, if I ask you to take a look around your home, your place where you are working or you are sitting, you would see shops which are in the business and they are doing pretty good because the way they have arranged their shelf, they have arranged their products, the kind of display they showcase, it is all to entice consumer to come to their shop and buy it. So this is the reason why it has become important to understand this visual merchandising or merchandising to say so or sales display because retailer has got multi role to play, multifarious role to play. Plus the retail industry has completely undergone a revolutionary change where initially the mom and pop shop or the mom and pop shop has taken over by the shops which are more professional, which understands how customer can be attracted. They pay more attention on their shelf. They pay more attention on the product what they are showcasing. and how the shop looks like. So that's why this is important. We'll move ahead. Now look at this. When I say merchandising, what exactly I mean by? I mean by merchandising means the cloth or the things what you are seeing, what you are going to buy, how you are going to buy. So if you see the second point, the function of merchandising starts from the procurement of the product till it is actually sold. So the entire process falls under the domain of merchandising. Okay. Now in North India, winter is going to end. Now there will be advent of summer. Now the people or the shopkeepers who are into the business of, let's say, clothes, companies, supermarket, like pantaloons. Now they will sit down and they will plan that which kind of clothes they are going to purchase, they are going to bring to their store so that it would be sold like hotcakes. Considering the different kinds of trend, they will speak to the fashion designer, they will also speak to the people who are trend setters, and so hence and so forth. So right from planning, right from, when I say planning, I mean planning to procure till that product is sold, this entire, whatever happens, whatever falls within the domain of this entire chain, entire process, that is known as merchandising. And there are different roles, as you can see in bold letters, right from sales analysis to forecasting, selection of buyers. I just told you product range, allocation, how much space I'm going to allocate in my shop, how it will be displayed, range planning, product display. All those things which help in facilitation of sales process is known as merchandising. And in merchandising, there is another term called category management. So there are people who would be responsible for managing one category. Take an example of shirts, denim shirts, or denim pair of jeans. Now anything falling or being made out of denim will be part of that category. And the person or the manager must be responsible for that category, where he will give the plan, he will make the purchase, he will procure it, he will display it by giving sufficient shelf space, and then finally selling it. So I told you the merchandising, the process starts with the procurement, ending till the selling of the product. And this merchandising, or the people who are involved into this thing, have got different role to play, starting with sales analysis, forecasting, procurement, display, shelf space, and so hence and so forth. And in this, we also understood category management, where somebody who is in charge of certain category, that becomes his profit and loss, like what I should get, what plan I should give, what the things I should procure so that they must be sold out. Okay. So I'm sure this is clear. Now I'll move. Now visual merchandising. What's the aim of visual merchandising? We understood merchandising. What's the aim of visual merchandising? It's very easy to understand. We all know we have got 5 senses, and one sense is like the seeing, the sight. So when you see certain things, visual is something to do with your vision. So if you are seeing things properly arranged in the right perspective, obviously you will be interested in buying it. So visual merchandising aims to create an environment which will be very conducive or helpful in making the purchase. When I say this thing, what I mean, take an example. If I have a shop, or if I have got a retail outlet, and it's a customer, maybe a prospective customer coming to me, And if my things are arranged in the right perspective, in the right way, they are displayed prominently. And things are all the informations which might be required by the prospective customers are present over there. There might be a salesman to help them. So visual merchandising aims is to create an environment by providing all kind of information, the right display, right person for the information, so that the prospective customers get converted into the actual customer. I'm sorry. He gets help in making the purchase. So visual merchandising has got a very important role to play. It is in the business of creating an environment which can help the selling process. I'll move. Now we'll talk about sales display. As the name suggests, and the first point says, sales display means showcasing or displaying the range of products in whatever products you are dealing. In your shop, in such a place, in such a way that customer can see it prominently, can get attracted towards it. So this also plays a role in increasing the footfalls. You imagine a shop which is very shabbily displayed. I mean, different categories are jumbled up, are messed up. When a customer goes over there, literally he has to search to find out what he is looking for. In comparison to vis-a-vis a shop which is properly arranged, which is displayed in a right way, all the informations are there. There are people to help you out. So this encourages a customer to come and make the purchase. So this is sales display. It means showcasing the entire range of the product. The entire range of the product in a retail outlet in order to attract customers. As plain as that. So we spoke about merchandising, of the sales display. We'll move. Now objective. We all know. We all know what could be the objective. So Lewson and Delosier says the list is not very exhaustive, but this displays would like to give you an idea of the entire product range, the appearance of the product. It will showcase the quality of product. It also tries to attract customers, even though research says 50% of customers, they are not sure what they purchase when they enter a shop. So this sales display help those customers who are still undecided to make a purchase by the appearance, by the quality, by the information, by the range of the product. So that these customers, they come and they make a buy. Now look at this, a threefold job it has. We already understood the objective, how it does it. It attracts people, first point says, who are window shoppers, who are looking outside the window. They are not coming in the store. So once they come inside the store, the display, the merchandising will get them more interested in the things what I have to offer. And the third point is, if they have come seriously to buy something, I would give them some more option so that they buy additional stuffs. In addition to those stuffs for what they have come. So objective of sales display is very, very objectively true as they do three jobs. First of all, to attract someone who is just passing by, who are window shoppers to come into the stores, and then in the stores get them more interested to make purchase. And third, to entice existing customer to buy additional stuffs. So this is the objective of sales display. I hope this is clear. We all know what is sales display. We'll move. Now look at this. Now principle, or you can say aesthetics of display. Now there are certain principles what you can see over here. When I am talking about display, I am talking about all kind of dimension attached to the display. Like principle of unity. If you are displaying something, that must look like a part of one big thing. Things should not be placed in a haywire way. Balance, contrast, I'm talking about the color part. It should be soothing to my eyes. It should not be like, piercing or pinching. Balance, whatever you are placing, that should be a balancing approach. If you're placing, let's say, 5 pants this side, you should also place 5 pants or 5 shirts that side. A balanced approach, because this portrays, the display in a right frame, and customer feel that this retail outlet is completely in control of what they're trying to communicate to me. So whatever you're seeing, emphasis, repetition, proportion, color blocking, I will do those kind of things. And there is research which goes into selection of color, how things will be displayed, the lighting I must use, the kind of mannequins I should display over there, the category. So all these things, they fall under the subject of display. And if you want to get, because you already know the job required or job done by a display, the threefold job. So you should be very, very clear that what you are trying to display. And if you are displaying it, that should be in the right balance, in right proportion, or to say so properly. In terms of color, in terms of quantity, in terms of quality, in terms of lighting, everything should be soothing in nature. Because the entire idea is to get more customer, even though who are not interested, they should come and buy it. So this is principles of display. Okay, we have got 6, 7. I hope this is clear. We'll move. Again, we spoke about the objective, we spoke about the principle of display. Now we're talking about the significance, the importance. I told you, if your shop is not properly arranged, when I say arranged, I mean all kind of your product range, the way or the place, how a customer can reach those categories of product, those product range, the price, the lighting. If you are not properly arranged, then it so happens that customer will not come to your store. I just give you an example of a store which is shabbily arranged vis-a-vis a store which is well arranged and has got a very good effect visually on the prospective customer or on the existing customer. So I must be very, very careful. This visual display, they gives lot of information. Like if I make you walk in a retail outlet, you will see that there would be, screens showing or announcement being made about some offers, about some discounts. So this also helps you, a customer, to make up his or her mind to purchase which kind of, purchase from what brand or which kind of product. So if display is not done in the right way, then we have got fair chances, the probability of losing customer becomes very high in compared to a shop which is taking the the role of sales display and the merchandising very seriously. So that's why the importance of display is very high. Because at the end of the day, if you are selling something, customers should come and buy. They should pay the money for your product. If they are not coming, then your the whole point of staying in business gets defeated. So we understood about the importance, the significance of display. I'm sure this is clear. We'll also move. Now, somebody might ask you the role of salesperson in visual merchandising, I'm so sorry. Now, role of salesperson, why it is important. You have got all your display right. But if there is no one to answer certain clarification, to answer queries asked by the customer, then it becomes difficult for a retailer to sell the product. So there must be someone, a person who will help you, to figure out what exactly you are looking for. And if you have got some additional information, will also help you to answer those questions. Plus, their job is to make your shopping experience a wholesome experience. You should enjoy it. It should not be like wrecking your head if you have to find something. There would be someone to help you out in this. So that's why a salesperson roles become very, very important as visual display or visual merchandising. I hope this is clear. We'll move. Now, once we finished up the merchandising, we spoke about the sales display. Now we'll talk about the store design. Why it is important? Is it a topic need to be covered? Yes. When I talk about store design, I'm talking about the whole design of the store, interior as well as exterior. If I would say interior store design, how the store is designed. If I'm into the business of, let's say, selling luxury good, then my interior of the store should be also very rich, should reflect the kind of thing I am selling. And if I talk about the exterior of store design, even that should be very, very exciting and very attractive. There should be parking space, sufficient space. There would be some other places, maybe for children to play. So if I have to tell you store design as well as a store location, these two factors are very, very important. Location, where people can reach you easily. There must be parking space. The interior of the store should display or should go in hand with the product I am selling. Because these things are considered important by customer. If I'm going to make purchase and suppose I don't have a parking space over there, where I'm going to park my car. I have got kids. Now kids generally get bored while shopping. So there is a place for kids to go and play. I have seen in Mumbai, there are showrooms which are in the business of selling, let's say, high-end cars. Now they have got different kind of arrangement over there. Besides the car, besides the store, they have got a place to play for children. They have got a salon, a beauty parlor for the lady who are coming. They have got a place for games, so that if you are going and spending, let's say, 50 lakhs of rupees, I'm sure you're going to spend some couple of hours over there. They would be having TV, newspapers, magazines, that you don't feel left out. You feel being welcomed over there. And if I talk about a store location, yes, that should be at prominent place where someone can reach easily. There must be a parking space for my car. So these factors should be taken, should be considered by a retailer, by someone who's into this business, because these are the factors. Besides product display, these are the also factors. I mean, the most important factor, what I can think, is availability of restrooms. I would not prefer to go to a restaurant or go to a place which is in the business of selling clothes, which doesn't have a, let's say, a restroom, a washroom. Because I'm spending a couple of hours there, I need to have that thing. So retailers nowadays, in the beginning I was telling, this retail segment has got or has evolved over a period of time. So it has become important for these retailers to keep their stores spick and span, so that they must attract more footfall. And once more people are coming, obviously your strike rate of selling would be on the higher side. I'll move. Now, types of display. Look at this. We are talking about sales display. Now, different types. Assortment display, where where you categorize different clothes in different category, or you assort them. Theme display. Valentine Day is approaching 14th. Now all the restaurant and the card shops and the card galleries, they will have a proper theme of something in red. So you can display in that way also. Coordinated or ensemble display, unit display. All these things are different kind of displays, where a retailer uses as per the need, as per the requirement, and the entire motto is to get more attention of the customer, to lure them to come to their shop and make purchase. So I hope this is also clear. I'll move further. Now, we spoke about the sales display, we spoke about different kind of displays, spoke about store design and store layout. Now, how to manage this sales display effectively. Two things, you plan it and then you execute it. As simple as that. You plan it as per the need, as per the season, if you are into selling seasonal thing. And then you execution part. Then you execute it the way you wanted it, as per your wish. And always remember, whatever you are doing in the business, the entire job, the main motto is to sell the product and to get the money. And finally, if I have to say that if I am the manufacturer and I have got my retailers who are dealing into my product, but why they should be interested? Because I have been telling you that I am not the only one in this industry. There would be competition better than me, similar to me, or lower than me. Even these people will target the same retailer to have shelf space for my product. What I'm going to do? So companies, they come up with different kind of ideas to motivate the retailer. And when I say motivate the retailer, I mean to motivate the retailer to give my product a prominent display, a prominent shelf space. Because what is seen, that is sought. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So I give more incentives to retailers. Maybe I pay him more commission than my competition. I help them if there is some problem with his business. I also provide him with a lot of promotional material so that he doesn't have to speak about it. It's all displayed in the store and he doesn't have to do anything extra. Also, if you see the last mystery shopper. Now, mystery shoppers are those people who are from the company. Now, they will act as a customer, and they will go and ask for the product from from some retailers, and then they will see how the retailer is interacting with those customers. And if they see, no, there's a good interaction, the customer, the retailer attitude is pretty good, they award the retailer. And if they see that the entire process is not very good, because if you are not talking to your buyer with the right attitude, with a smile on your face, the customer might not come to you for the next time. So even companies, they send mystery shoppers who are the company's employee, and they go and they act as a customer and they try to understand the behavior of the retailer. And the retailer is good in terms of his approach, in terms of his attitude, he is rewarded, given more incentives. There are different kind of motivation factor or motivational thing. What a manufacturer gives to retailer, maybe a holiday or something in kind, something in cash, so that they get motivated, they remain motivated to sell my product. Because at the end of the day, these people, they have got a say, because they are in contact with the end user. Take an example. If somebody comes to me and asks for a product of HUL, but if I am a retailer who is not in good book of retail of HUL, so I will say, no, I don't have that product, and I will sell the product of P&G, Procter and Gamble, the competition product. So there, HUL loses. So I should keep a retailer in good humor, in my good books, and he should also, or she should also, keep me in his good book or her book. This is how we motivate the retailer. So finally, once we summarize, I hope this is very clear to you. In summary, we started with visual merchandising. We spoke about sales display. We spoke about the objective of sales display and the importance, the types of sales display, all the color combination, the light. Then we also spoke about store design, interior and exterior, as well as the sales store location, that why it is important to have your store located in a prominent place. And then we finally spoke about the role of a salesperson in the entire process of sales display and merchandising or visual merchandising. I hope this has been clear to you. So with this, we have ended block number 2. Now we are going to start block 3. So let's begin. Look at this. In block 3, we have, now we'll talk about the sales force. When I say sales force, I mean the recruitment, selection and training part. We all spoke about different kinds of communication level, motivation level, negotiation level, visual merchandising, sales display. But who is going to handle them? Who is going to take care of all these things? Obviously, human resource or sales force. Now, how we hire the sales force? When I say hire, I mean the right person for the right job, and how a retailer or how somebody, a manufacturer, trains his or her sales force. We'll see in this block 3, unit number 7. So let's begin. As I said, if I am the head of a company, or let's say if I am the head of a sales team, or I am heading the functional sales management, my first job is to get the best possible, a best human resource, because these are the people who are going to work for the company, who are going to get the job done. And why it becomes very important? Because it's so that there are competition in the market. Everyone is really looking for the right set of people. So I need to be prompt. I need to get the best out of the lot so that my team becomes formidable. My team becomes so efficient that they get the job done what company has set out for. Moving ahead, Look at this nature of sales job. If I had to talk, let's say, before 2000, now the job of the salespeople was very like rut job. When I say rut job, is routine job. Get the product, go to the market and sell it. Come in the evening, report, and then go to your home. And again, repeat the next day. But because of this ICT, when I say ICT means information, communication, and technology, the mobile phone, the WhatsApp, the internet, what we are seeing. So the change, the nature of sales job has also undergone a lot of changes. Now the boss or you will be asked to report or to send reports from the field itself. And I say field, from the market itself. You have to send your location, or maybe like talk to your client. And if your client wants to talk to your boss, maybe he would be connected on a video call. So this ICT has changed, has become this sales job very dynamic. Another nature of the sales job that it requires a lot of traveling. You might be away from your family for days. 8 days, 10 days, you are on tour. Maybe you are going on different territory. You are trying to contact new customers, new clients. Though it is exciting, but sometimes it becomes a bit monotonous because you are doing the same thing every day. You are talking to the client, you are sending a report, you are selling the product, getting the money. So after sometimes it becomes a bit monotonous, a bit boring. So company job is to keep rotating the salespeople every couple of years to give them new assignments so that they don't get bored, they feel energized, they feel charged up. So this is about the nature of sales job. We'll move. Now we talk about the job analysis. What are the things it is required? What are the things it is required in sales? So it talks about job objectives, duties and responsibilities, analysis of working condition, performance norms, and position in the organization hierarchy. So when I talk about job analysis, I mean everything. What the job requirement is, the objective, what duties and responsibilities are supposed to be performed by sales executive, providing a right working condition, also the reporting system. When I say reporting system, I mean the hierarchy. So this will be part of job analysis. And job analysis has got another sub part which is known as job description. Job description means that what are the things which I have to take care of in this job. This is the thing which I have to sell. This is the thing about which I have to get my target achieved. It also helps job description that if this kind of jobs are there, then this kind of qualification or this kind of people having this qualification are required in order to get the job done, because you don't ask fishes to climb trees. If somebody is from chemistry background or science background, you will not ask him to sell, let's say, some FMCG product. Though it happens sometimes, but technically, if you ask me, that would not be a sensible idea. I will ask somebody who has got this either BBA or MBA as a background. He has got management as a background so that he can, he understands things. So in job analysis, we have got job description which speaks about the kind of job to be done, the qualification which is required for this job. Whereas job analysis talks about the entire gamut. It talks about the objective, it talks about the working condition, it also talks about the hierarchy, reporting hierarchy system. So job analysis becomes a bigger picture and job description is a part of it. I hope this is clear. We'll move. Now we will talk about recruitment and selection process. First of all, let's understand, are these two terms, recruitment and selection, different? Yes, they are different. Just to give you a brief, Recruitment means when you advertise, when you ask people to apply for certain job, to send their resume for certain job. So recruitment is a positive process where you're inviting as much as you can. Where selection becomes a negative process because out of the CVs or out of the application what you have received, you are going to shortlist the right people for the job. So selection becomes a negative process where you filter out the people who might not be good for the job, and you only keep people, you only keep only those people who are fit for that particular job. So that's the difference between recruitment and selection. Now, when I talk about three steps are involved over here, first step is planning the recruitment and selection. How we'll do that, we'll see. We will advertise and we'll give about job analysis, which I've already discussed. Qualification, we need an MBA or BBA graduate with 70% marks or first division mark. Then job description, I just mentioned qualification and how we are going to select. All these things are done in a step one in planning for recruitment and selection process. Now, fair enough, you have planned it, but how are you going to figure out or find out the prospective candidates? So there are two sources, internal as well as external. When I talk about internal sources, I mean the people from your company. Maybe somebody is looking for a promotion, or maybe somebody from different department will be shifted to another department. Or there are notices, there are advertisements in companies which ask about people who might be interested in joining certain departments. And why they do so? Because already existing employees, they understand the mission and vision of the company. They are aware about the policies, rules and regulations. So they don't have to be trained so hard. Like someone who is completely an outsider. Now external sources, you might go in some MBA college to do campus placement. You might ask, some headhunters, some HR consultant to provide you CV. Now there are different sites, different portals, job portals like Naukri.com, jobsahead.com, monster.com, where you advertise. You also put an ad in local newspaper so that people can see and can apply. So these are the sources externally from where you can get your prospective candidates. Now, once I have advertised, second, I have got my sources in place. Now the place time has come. The step 3 is about the selection. That is hiring people. And how we do that? It's all mentioned over there. It's all mentioned there that we, first of all, we filtered out the resume which are not as per my requirement. Once that are done, then I will call those candidates whose CVs have been selected for the first round of interview. And those who are selected in the first round, they will go to the second round and third round, where the interview will be more intensive, maybe a practical interview. And once after passing couple of rounds of interview, when they are confirmed that they are selected, so there will be a background investigation about their background, about their about their whereabouts, about their character, and also the physical examination. The company gives you insurance, so they would like to understand, they would like to see that if you are healthy or not. And then finally, the job offer, the letter of intent is given to you that you can come and join. So if I have to talk about recruitment and selection process, it involves 3 steps. Then in first steps, we talk about the job analysis, description, specification, qualification. Then we locate the prospective candidates, both internally as well as externally. And finally, we start the hiring process. I hope this is clear. We'll move. Now look at this. Now, whatever I just discussed, I will discuss over here in bit detail. Job analysis. I've already told you about this thing. The tasks, duties, and responsibilities of the job that will be told to you. Moving ahead, we'll talk about job qualification. We all know I need an MBA from marketing specialization with 5 years experience or 2 years experience and other requirement. It's mentioned. Job description. What the job demands or what a candidate who is selected will be doing in this job or is supposed to do in this job. So his duties, responsibilities, his bosses, and other things will be mentioned as part of job description. Now look at this. Recruitment and selection objective. March is nearby. Okay. In April, a new financial year will start. So companies when companies does the assessment or evaluation, they do by March end. So there will be people who would be promoted. There will be people who would be asked to leave. So those vacant seats will be fulfilled by the company in the month of April and May. And the company would like to fulfill as soon as possible because again, the sooner I get employees, the sooner they will start working and they will help me to achieve my target. Moving ahead, look at this. Recruitment and selection strategy. I have already mentioned you this thing. That the managers who are, especially the HR managers, they are involved in the initial round. The intensive rounds are taken by the manager or head of that particular department. Maybe someone from sales department will come and sit and will try to understand what you have done in your previous job. Or you are a fresher, they will ask you about certain things, what you have learned. Maybe they will ask you to do sales forecasting or some other things. So you should be ready for this thing. Now we'll talk about the sources. I have told you. Look at this. Internal sources, I told you, the employee referral program. The second is internship. Now many companies, they hire people from MBA colleges for their summer or winter internship. Now if you are doing great job, so they will give you an offer, which is known as POP, pre-placement offer. PP, sorry, my mistake. It's not POP, it's PP. Because you already worked 2 years, 2 months, 3 months as a summer intern or a winter intern. So you become aware about the company's work, the culture. And if you are doing great, the company don't want to lose on good candidates. Because again, going fresh and recruiting requires energy and sources. So they will give you offer to the interns also. As far as external source goes, we all know, I just told you, advertisement, private employment agency, job fair, computer rosters, college universities, all those things, they help to provide candidates and they are termed as external sources. I hope this is clear. We'll move. We already discussed about this thing. Take an IT job of an IT company. So once they screen your resume, they will ask for the first round. Then they will ask for a test. Then there will be a group discussion. Then they will ask you to have some practical exposure to certain things. Again, you will be examined physically, and then finally they will give you the offer letter, and then you join. And how, you might ask her how they filter or screen the resumes, the applications. It's all mentioned over there. On the basis of your qualification, on the basis of your job experience, on the basis of your salary. For example, if you're getting, let's say, 10 lakh rupees in your last job, and a company which has advertised is only offering 5 lakhs rupees. So they will filter out because they cannot afford you. the work you have done, the accomplishments, the responsibilities have you taken care of. No, you take an example that you might not be or you might not have experience of team handling, but this requires team handling. So what will happen? So these things or these are the parameters through which or by which the resumes are screened. I hope this is clear. We'll move. Now look at this. Interviews. When we talk about types of interviews, initial interviews, intensive, stress interviews. Now, these interviews, what happens? Now, there will be a panel, 6 to 7 people, they will be sitting and they will start asking, bombarding you with a lot of questions because they would like to see that how you react in a stressful situation. Do you break or do you keep your calm and composed? And location, as I said, campus interview, maybe the company visiting your campus, college campus, and then they are taking you. On neutral side, maybe the company or the manager would invite you to, let's say, a coffee shop. You will go and talk. Especially it happens with media industry, advertising industry, because they don't like a formal setup. They will just simply talk over and then they will figure out. Telephonic interview is also very important. In the initial round, they will give you a call and they will ask you. And once you are selected over there, then they will call you for further interviews, further round of interviews. So these are the location where you can be interviewed. Going ahead, values and type. Now there are companies which give a lot of importance for these things. They will test your honesty, integrity. Are you a team player or not? They will check your personality. Are you aggressive? Are you go-getter or are you docile? We'll also talk about, we'll talk about your psychological factor, about family factor, all those things. Because if honesty is not the best policy for me, then I might not be chosen because company wants somebody who is honest to the core, who is loyal to work with us. I don't want some ruffian coming and working my company and stealing something and sharing my information to my competition. So your values and your personality, your type will also help a company to go for the final selection. Moving ahead. Now, this is called validating the hiring process. Now, whatever the process you are following, that should be validated. When I say validated, I mean that if I have taken so much of pressure to select right people, then those people should perform also. If they have performed, then it's good. It means my process has been validated. But if they are not performing, then my entire process has gone down the drain because I have lost the meaning. I have got wrong people even though I have followed my process, but the people what I have got are not as per my choice. And it happens. More often than not, it happens that in interview you have followed all the protocols, all the formalities, but once you got the person, he is not performing. So the validation means when a hired person actually starts performing as per the job specification, then you can say, boss, yes, this process is good, is validated. I hope this is clear. Now look at this. Then we'll go for background check. This is very important. We'll go to the company will go to the local thana, will see that there is no criminal cases against you. They will also speak to your previous bosses, might be your teachers. They will also check with your customers, with your friends. Nowadays, what has happened that companies, they simply go to your social media account, Facebook account, LinkedIn account, Instagram account, and they see that which kind of personality you have, which kind of friends you have, the friend circle. Because from there, they are going to check your background, they're going to measure your personality. So if you ask me, I will tell you that if you're going for a job, you should keep your social media account very clean. Don't post anything which you might regret. Moving ahead. Look at this. If you get the right set of people, then you select them, you give them the offer letter. But if you don't get the right set of people, then you extend your search. Your hiring period stretches. It happens with Indian Army. When you go for CDS or NDA, Indian Army is facing a shortfall of, let's say, 15, 20,000 of officers. But they will not compromise on the quality. Because there is the case of the security of a country, the death of people, life and death of people. So they will not take any shortcuts. They will only select if they find the right set of people. So this is very valid for the companies also. If I'm not getting the right set of people, I will not select. I would like to get the best. I'm not going to compromise. This should be also taken care of. Now, when I have to talk about the sales training, obviously training means increasing productivity, morale, lower turnover, it means absenteeism. All those things are taken care of. When somebody new joins my company, I should be training them about my way the company, how the company performs, how the company wishes to go about the business. So these are the objectives during training part. We have done selection recruitment. Now we'll do the training part. Topics can be anything. The product knowledge, the organization knowledge, the customer knowledge, the soft skill, the technological aspects, all those things are taken care of. Legal and ethical issues, they have been trained on. Now look at this, how the process go about it. This is starting with the training needs, training objectives, alternatives, designing sales training program, sales training, and then follow-up and evaluation. I think I should continue because we're already up with the time. We should continue in the next class. So people, thank you so much for joining in. Have a nice day.